Yes, sir. It is your boy KB, the boss from ShifterMagazine.com, here with an episode of Shifter TV Talk. Now, yesterday, a big day in television. If you follow the show, All American, a big day in television. Yesterday was a season 5 premiere. Like, bro, I was looking forward to the season 5 premiere of All American. Not just me, my whole house, my wife, my kids, we all watch All American. I know some people, some All American fans are probably like, especially since the season 4 finale, some of you guys were really turned off by the show, didn't want to watch it. And such a great episode, people. Such a great episode. So today we're going to be talking about the ups and the downs of yesterday's premiere of All American. And so let's talk about now, in my opinion, there weren't many downs. There weren't many downs to yesterday's episode of All American. It was a very, 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 very good episode. So there weren't many downs, but we're going to go through a few of the downs from the episode, and then we're going to go and talk about the ups. One of the downs from yesterday's episode, one of the few downs that I identified personally, was just Simone's character, the character of Simone. Now, I don't know about you, but I felt so sorry for Simone yesterday. Like, Simone looked so defeated and so like almost like a lost puppy dog in yesterday's episode. Like, it was depressing to watch her interactions. Her interactions with Layla were okay, but just her interactions with Jordan, well, first of all, were super awkward. I just felt so sorry for her because she's kind of the odd person out. You know, Jordan and Layla are having this amazing storyline right now. She needs something. She needs a love interest. She needs something. If you watch the episode of Homecoming, she's kind of getting her groove on there as well. So she's rebounding well, but still, Simone's storyline there and just how sad she is, that was a bit of a down for me. And the other down from yesterday's episode, which is something that fans have been talking about since last season, just JJ's character, man. Like, what's going on with JJ? Like, JJ, he's a good character, but brings some comic relief, makes the show kind of lighthearted and all that kind of stuff, but really is a little bit useless right now, and has been for a long time. He's the glue guy in the whole crew, which is nice, but very useless at times. And so, yeah, I think for me, what I would love to see over time is just maybe in this season, maybe JJ getting some storylines, kind of bringing him in, maybe give him a love interest or something, like bring him into the story a little bit. Because right now, JJ is a little bit useless. And so for me, that's a little bit of a down. But as I said, I don't think there is many downs during the episode. Like, you can maybe say that, Coop's pushiness, maybe with Liv and Spencer, maybe her pushiness is a little bit of a down, but she cares. So we can't necessarily blame her. But aside from that, there weren't many real downs in yesterday's episode. Now, when we talk about the ups from yesterday's episode, of course, we need to start with Liv and Spencer. Now, I was one of the people at the end of season 4 that was just not liking Liv. Like, Liv used to be one of my favorite characters in the show, and then last season she at least made her super unlikable, super just a little bit toxic and just whatever. So end of last season, I was not feeling Liv as a character at all. I was just like, this girl was just like a bull in a china shop. She was just like, bowling people over, just full steam ahead. But I actually like the direction. Like, that's an up for me. The direction of Liv's character, like, they made her very likable. They made her very vulnerable, very loving. Samantha Logan's acting in the season premiere was so good. Like, her acting was so good. It was like the small little details. When Spencer's first shows up at her door, and she just kind of gets that little smile, that little smirk, like, said so much. Like, she delivered and told so much of the story just with her acting. Like, small details again, like just facial expressions and whatnot. Like, even times when it's like when Spencer would get close to her, or when Spencer would hug her, it's like she would just exhale just a little bit in his arms. Like, small little details like that. You're like, Samantha Logan killed that premiere episode. She nailed it. Her acting was super on point. And again, they're making her character very likable right now. So for me, big time up Samantha Logan's acting. And this, the growth of Liv's character, big time up. And again, the relationship between Liv and Spencer, like a lot of people just don't like the fact that they're having tension right now. They want them to be super in love and lovey-dovey forever. But again, that's not very realistic. I like the idea of them being super in love, them having tension, and then them kind of finding each other again, because that literally is human relationships. Like, it's realistic. If you've been in a long-term relationship, you have those moments of tension. And we always talk about love, but great love stories being like, the beginning part, the lovey-dovey part, and all that kind of stuff. But great love stories, like realistic love stories, do have moments of tension. And it's what makes relationships great. Like when you overcome the making up part is one of the best parts of a love story. If you're looking at truthful, like real love stories, not like the Disney love stories, but like even Disney love stories have tension. But yeah, so I'm loving the tension, man. It's making me want to watch again, just watching them go through that process of like a reconciling, because the reality is they're going to get back together. So if you're one of those people that thinks that they're not getting back together, guess what? They're getting back together at some point because they have to. But watching the process of them coming together is just so beautiful. Oh my gosh, like I love it. Like it's that love story. It's a true love story. It's a truthful representation of relationships, and I love watching it. Spencer's doing his noble thing again. He's trying to be noble. He's like, oh, I see that you're happier without me, and blah, blah, blah. She's saying, I want to be with you. He's saying, well, you're you're happier without me. I don't want to be the one that dims your light. A little bit of a corny line. Maybe that's a down for this episode. A little bit of a corniness there. There were a few corny moments. And it was Spencer. He had a few corny moments this episode. Like when the beginning when he reached across the bed and was looking at her empty spot of the bed. A little bit corny. That's a down. But overall, just watching those two, like just them getting back together, like that slow process of learning how to just work on this and how to fit each other's dreams into each other's lives. Boom, big time up. And Jordan and Layla. I'm loving, listen, I think the Jordan and Layla storyline is almost as good. It's up there, man. It's up there with Liv and Spelivia. I don't know if they have a name yet. I don't know if Jordan and, you may have to put it in the chat underneath this. I don't know if they have a name yet. Jordan and Layla. Is it Jayla? Is it Lorden? I don't know what it is. But man, like that storyline is so good. So good, so good, so good. Just watching them, like, the kiss is like an elephant in the room, but not, because they're bringing it out in the open, but still kind of dancing around it, doing this weird dancing. It's kind of like this weird dance between them two. I love just watching the flirtation and the energy. Her not fully being able to admit that she has these feelings, and they're alluding to the kiss, but they're not. I love it. If you haven't seen the episode, spoiler alert, the scene under the mistletoe was so good. Like it ended in a way that I didn't think it was going to end. And Jordan is kind of drawing out this whole tension between them. And I like it. It makes for good storytelling. It makes for good TV. And I think the more they draw it out is the more that when they do come together, it's going to feel so rewarding and so fulfilling. But I just enjoy watching the playfulness between Layla and Jordan. So that is a super big up. And last but not least, there's a few other side storylines. Again, spoiler alert, if you didn't watch the episode, you may not want to hear this. So Coop, wanting to go to law school to be of better use to Laura and for her own career. That's a big, that's a good storyline. I don't think anyone from the first season would have ever thought they would see Coop wanting to get into law and be a lawyer. So I think that's amazing. Like that evolution in her character is really, really good. I like that direction for her. And yeah, Asher's doing his thing with the coaching. That's not a huge up right now. He's still kind of like a secondary or third tier kind of character, but we haven't seen that evolve yet, but I'm sure we'll see more of him throughout the season. But yeah, definitely Coop becoming a lawyer. When it comes to the storytelling, that right there is an up. And I think that's all I have for my ups and downs from yesterday's episode. It mostly obviously is around Spencer and Olivia and Jordan and Layla, and I cannot wait to see what happens next episode on the show. If there are ups and downs from yesterday's episode that I missed, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what your ups and your downs were from the season 5 premiere episode of All American. And if you missed it, we did have an interview with Jamie Turner. He is executive producer and writer on All American. He wrote the season 4 finale that a lot of you didn't like. So we had an interview with him fairly recently. So if you missed that interview, make sure to find it on the channel and watch that. And also too, when it comes to Shifter TV Talk, this week is also the premiere of Sisters on BET. So we're going to be breaking that down for you guys as well. So we're going to have that in a separate playlist here on the channel. So if you're into Sisters on BET, if you've never watched it, go watch it. But also if you do watch it, make sure to check out our separate Shifter TV Talk playlist that's going to be dedicated to BET's Sisters. So that's it. We want to hear from you in the comments, your ups, your downs from the premiere episode of All American. That's it. I'm your boy KB the Boss from ShifterMagazine.com. I'm out.